I just made this simple string loop in FL, and now I will show you how to finish this type of thing to create this crazy cinematic effect. So okay, so some Morse analogy. Why wouldn't I? It's a Morse analogy to it. I love this fucking plugin, not gonna lie. It's really like I really like using some ethics, some fucking little flags, phrases, pulsating. I'm just reading stuff from Synology. But I like this type of stuff, not maybe to create the whole thing, but to add a little texture to stuff. So sometimes I don't look specifically for one shots, but those very interesting, very weird sounds from synthesizers. Usually 99% of them sounds like shit in this context, but you just find this one specific sound that is so fucking on spot. Not always, but sometimes you actually find it and it makes beats really fucking interesting. Okay. By the way, yes, I'm using Cymatics. I think that they have a lot of great fucking one-shots, drum sounds, even 808s sometimes. I think people are sometimes shitting on Cymatics. I think that they do actually pretty solid work. I think their stuff is not really worth paying for in my opinion, but this stuff they are giving out for free, some really fucking dope little phrases, one-shot stuff like that, some fucking vocals. I have this one fucking great package of vocals from them. I mean, they're really worth fucking like looking at, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, I'm not sure, but it could actually work here. By the way, important lesson from this sound: very like look at how ridiculously shitty this sound, this thing sounds while it's playing solo. But in context, it makes so much fucking sense actually. So you should always look for sounds in context. I mean that's like kind of a rookie's advice. But I think producers forget about it, that you always look at sounds in context, because sometimes great sounds suck in context and shitty sounds actually sound really good in context. Something is wrong here in this specific spot. Or not? Actually, it could be just FL Studio just lagging for a second and destroying this sound. But I think after exporting it will be alright, so we shouldn't worry about it. Yeah, so I would say that this is the whole thing. I could even show you how I make like actually beats, because I have been showing you only like loops recently. I mean, I'm definitely better at loops than at whole beats right now, I would say, because I really put a lot of grind into it. But we can take a look at my like whole beats too. So let's go. I made this loop in the morning, so that's 100% by me. Okay, let's add some fucking crazy drums here. Or some generic shit. I'm not sure what's the key, even though that's my own fucking loop. That's kind of remarkable. Okay. By the way, if you're not using some kind of triplets in FL in 2026, I think that you could be gay. I mean, they just add a lot of fucking bounce to your shit. Yeah, that's usually how my shit goes. I mean, I make a loop so I don't care that I'm not creative because this whole thing is mine. And then just show some 808s, show some jumps, and that's it. That's basic. By the way, that's very good fucking way of doing things. I mean, exporting loops at first. You get a loop, and then you can send it to your producing homies, or you can use it in the future. You don't forget about it. Another thing, if you make complicated loops like I do, you usually need strong PC, but sometimes work on shitty laptop, and then you can just you can use this loop on every shitty device. And my device right now is complete bullshit. So if I tried to actually make this beat without exporting the loop, I would get. I mean, I couldn't handle it. I mean, I'm getting fucking angry too quick to just handle it this way. So if you're got shitty device, exporting it is just the best way to go. Yeah, I think this is going to be my daily upload for today. It sounds really fucking nice. With some clipper or shit. Yeah, I mean, just shit is good. Shit is good. Okay, I have to leave my place in a few minutes because I go to church and then I will go to grab a dinner. But I thought that this is great opportunity to actually talk about one important, not maybe that important, but basically interesting point of view that I could share with you. But I'm not sure if my phone is really okay. I think it's right. It's anyway just part of a log, so you can survive if if camera is not the best. Okay, I have literally 10 minutes, so. Actually, the interesting thing that I like to do always, no matter what I'm going to actually outdoor, I always try to look really fucking good, really fucking sharp. I always try to make my hair look good. I always try to look my clothes look proper. Like no matter if I go to just one class in the university, I go to church, I just quickly go to grab something to eat, I just go shopping. I never want to look like a fucking retard when I'm leaving my place. That's why, because I believe that no matter how irrelevant is your activity that you're going to do outside your fucking house or something, no matter how irrelevant is that, you can always meet someone very important. Okay, maybe you can meet your fucking future wife, you can meet your future business partner, you can meet your future mentor, you can basically meet the person that will completely change your fucking life, that will like turn shit 180 degrees. You know what I'm saying? You never know when you will meet them. Okay, I mean, once I just went shopping and I met this like very popular, like let's say influencer from Poland, and he's completely not from my industry, so it didn't change my life, but he's really fucking popular, and I just met him while buying groceries. Okay, he could be some fucking irrelevant producer, relevant fucking artist, and then it could actually change something. You never know. You just go to the fucking gym, just go to the fucking university class, and you don't give a shit about this, but you can anyway meet your fucking future wife. Okay, and no matter if you're single or not, you never know. If you don't have a wife, you can always meet your future wife. Even if you have a wife, you can also meet your future wife. So you basically never know. So I basically always try to look sharp when I'm leaving my fucking place. And the other tip, by the way, when you're going to, it's not just maybe just when you go for groceries, you don't have to do this, but when you are about to go to the studio, when you're about to go to a party, when you're about to go to some important social situation, usually when you will have to persuade some people to something. So you can persuade someone to buy from you when you're on a sales call, or just in the studio trying to sell beats to artists, trying to connect with artists. You may try to persuade your fucking teacher at school when try to get better grade. You might try to persuade somebody in your at your fucking job, because you basically want to achieve something, you want to get a fucking free time, you want to end fucking quicker, whatever. You want to get something from somebody, or just go for a date. So you also want to, like, get, you want to kind of persuade to to like you. You go to a fucking party, you go to persuade people to liking you too. So basically, if you're about to try if you're about to convince someone to like you, or to just, you're about to convince someone to do something for you, you should look sharp. That's important, because let me tell you something. Some people will tell that it doesn't matter how you look, because you can be a freaking genius, but you wear some fucking sweatshirts with hole in it. And obviously it happens. And sometimes those people randomly also are respected and popular or something. But usually when you look like a fucking spark, most of like fucking top performers, most of like those, like, top 1% guys or some shit like that, I know some top 1% women or something, they will not talk to you, okay? You should smell okay, you should fucking look okay. You don't have to put a fucking three-piece suit like, every time you leave your place, but you should always look fucking clean. You should always smell nice and whatever, okay? Because if you look like a fucking spark, people will treat you this way. So you never want to just be this fucking guy that wears the same hoodie every day and some fucking, stinky fucking pair of jeans or something. You never want to be this guy, okay? But now, important, when you're about to persuade people to do something for you, when you're about to convince people, I really like to use this tip: just having one specific playlist that is making you really hype. So not just playlist of music you like, but playlist that will make you actually, that will put you in the social mood. So for example, songs that you have, like, songs that in your brain are connected to talking to people, to begin a party, to just talking to someone, whatever, okay, to being on a date. Actually, you can get really creative with this, but listening to this type of music really fucking makes a difference. I mean, you listening, let's say that you're before a date, and so now you're listening to some fucking music about depression, some bullshit, some fucking soundtrack from anime, I don't know, maybe you're gay or something. Or you're listening to music that is actually making you really fucking hype. The like difference is going to be really fucking significant. There is going to be fucking major difference in your behavior, and maybe, throughout the whole conversation your mood will change anyway, but your mood at the beginning of the whole situation will actually be so fucking different according to what kind of, like, content, what kind of music specifically you will consume. So if you're about to, so you can literally create, I mean, I kind of stole this idea from, like, from Hamza Ahmed, that you should create a playlist, this very specific playlist with just, let's say, 10 very specific songs that you will always listen when you will be before a sales call, before a date, before a party. Your mind will just randomly put you in this fucking social flow state when you will listen to it, okay? You should just get, like, those 10 songs that are putting you always into this social flow state, and is really gonna skyrocket your performance in those fucking social situations, or just in this fucking sales call, or on a date, whatever, okay? I'm not going I listen usually, like, mostly to, like, Polish music before this kind of thing, because I know it has, like, stronger emotions. I feel like those emotions delivered by music in my language are stronger than in English. So I really like listening to those songs, but I also have some English rap or something. All of that is actually rap, because I really like listening to rap music. It makes me the more hyped out of all types of music, and I'm fucking rap music producer, so I think that kind of makes sense. But for you, it could be completely fucking different. So don't think that you need to pick this one specific thing. You just want to pick songs that are making you this confident fucking social guy, that you just want to feel fucking, excited for something while you're listening to this. So that's my weird tip, and now I need to leave. So yeah, we'll see. works. If you want to make some fucking epic cinematic melody one day, definitely you're gonna need this free Kontakt library. It's completely fucking free. You can just find on internet. But if I want to make like cinematic loop, really fucking harsh hitting type shit, it's fucking must have. I mean, you need to use this shit. It's like a free orchestra, number 1, and number 2, and piano uno is also fine, but it's not that relevant. This specific sound, you should download it just for this one very specific fucking sound. Just listen to this. Just listen to this, motherfucker. We need some fucking piano here, so it can also be from Kontakt. This piano uno it's alright, honestly. Completely free, it sounds alright. Now I really like to add some like just random one shots in my loops. Like when I have basically a lot of time to create a loop, I'm going to make it very fucking textured. I'm going to add a lot of layers, a lot of these little small layers with, let's say, only one note, only one sound, but just adding a lot of fucking depth, adding some fucking levels of this level to the sound. Not make it so fucking one-dimensional. So for example, now I can just go for some bells, for some flutes, for some keys, for some synth, and I don't even create melodies with them, or I just create like melody with 2 notes in one spot, but I just want to add more fucking depth to it. Okay, so I don't want to make it messy, but I want to make it really full and really interesting. For example, I think this should fit here. You should when you use one shot, you should play with like octaves a lot, because usually it's not very interesting. For example, pitch them down like two octaves or just 1 octave or something. But yeah, it sounds fucking amazing. And I think it's very important point actually about making beats whatsoever and those fucking cinematic stuff. It's very important if you want to make epic melody, like epic loop. You usually want to go for a very simple 1 or 2 bar loop that is completely the same throughout the whole thing, like this one, okay? And it doesn't sound cinematic at all. It kind of sounds like shit. It doesn't even sound like it's going to sound good. But usually, when you make this 1 bar loop that sounds kind of boring, like sounds good but sounds kind of boring when it's played by itself, and even if this sound, it doesn't seem like it's going to be cinematic, epic, whatever. Usually, when you layer it with a lot of one shots, a lot of fucking like octaves, a lot of fucking power chords, usually you get this type of crazy stuff, okay? And what I would say, usually the best, those epic beats, they sound really good when they have this foundation of this 1 bar, 2 bar loop that stays the same throughout the whole thing, and it's like you don't touch it. I mean, because it sounds silly, but this thing kind of keeps the whole thing going, okay? Without it, this shit is empty. The whole beat sits in this sound. Because the biggest fucking mistake of beginning producers that like their first or second year of producing, whatever, and basically made less than 2,000 beats in their life or something, they usually hate keeping melodies simple. So usually try to fucking experiment with, let's say, I don't know, changing octave of this thing, I know, changing this note, but it's bad fucking idea. Usually the best beats have very, I mean, autistically simple loop as the main thing, and then you can play it around with arrangement, you can play around with some fucking fancy drums, you can play around with some fancy chord progression, but you add it only as a layer. Usually you want to keep the foundation very fucking simple, because specifically in terms of making like hip hop beats. If you're making this for hip hop artists, he actually stays in kind of the same flow, stays throughout the whole thing. I mean, he can change flow, he changes rhymes, whatever. He may even sing here and there, but usually they want to stay in the same fucking flow throughout the whole beat. They don't want to change cheating note every few fucking bars. So that's very important to bear in mind when you're making something for them, because they usually want something autistically fucking simple. You can then mess around, for example, with this little power chord progression. You can mess around with this one shots. It will add a lot of depth, but it is very important. If you want to make something sound fucking epic, you need this fucking foundation. There is no other way around it. I've been back from the dinner, I've been back from the church. It sounds like I'm about to start some fucking new rap song. Not really. It's not my job. I feel that I've never actually talked about my like underground rapper past. I think that I could tell you about it like today or someday. And generally, I'm going to make a pre-workout right now. Probably can't hear me properly because I haven't plugged in my mic. But yeah, I need to gather some shit for my like pre-workout. Not just meal, because I want to be pre-workout meal. Just pre-workout and also coffee. So yeah, probably I won't need the shirt. I have like a white t-shirt, so I don't want to get it all messy. That's why I take it off, and to flex a little too, obviously. I mean, yeah, that's kind of why you're here, guys. You just want to watch some fucking jacked guy talking about producing music or whatever. By the way, I have to tell you my big achievement. I finally managed to do a laundry today because I've been fucking on the hunt. I've been hunting free fucking what's the name for that? Free laundering machines for a whole fucking day. But people have been using them, but I finally like got to the proper spot and I could do some of my laundry, so I will not have to walk around stinking like some fucking hobo. That's good. That's definitely fucking good. And yeah, I am about to hit a workout, but I'm going to surprise you. It's not going to be a weightlifting workout because you're probably used to me being only a weightlifter or something. Actually, not, honestly. Right now, I'm preparing for Ironman race, so I'm going to hit a swimming session. I hate swimming, honestly. I like in the past I really didn't like running, but I got used to it because I've done really a lot of running in my life. So I got used to it, but swimming is for me still so fucking uncomfortable. I mean, triathlon is like bike, swimming, and running. So at this point, like I pretty like running. Bike is difficult for me, but swimming, I hate this shit, man. I will tell you, I don't even know why they did take it out. I know this is for pure. So yeah, I probably talk about it in my previous video, but I can give you again my recipe for a pre-workout. So at first, I'm using citrulline quite a lot because it's going to be typical endurance workout. Citrulline is good for endurance. Then I want to add some salt or some electrolytes. Like before a gym, it also makes sense to get a little pump, but I also do it when I'm hitting endurance workouts because I think it works too. I stopped using sugar, typical sugar. Now I'm using stevia with something, and I honestly find it kind of bullshit because I added it to my coffee today, and I even did it make it sweet. So I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I will keep using it, but I will try once more time. Okay, it looks like I'm making some fucking pomp, the pre-workout, but and the secret ingredient is water. I also added some, like, not lemon. I'm not sure what's the name in English for this fucking fruit. It's like a green lemon. I have no idea what is the name in English. Actually, even in Polish. Yeah, in Polish, actually, it's almost called a lemon. Whatever, actually. Okay. For guys interested in my fucking dieting tips. So I just put some oats, a banana, and some fucking mango from a can, which is sweet as fuck, but it's good for for a pre-workout meal. Because actually, the pre-workout moment in a day is the only moment throughout the whole day when I'm okay with eating some carbs, because they actually give you better. They usually like they prepare you for a workout. Really fucking good. Your PR is probably get better when you eat carbs. You have better endurance, better everything when you eat some carbs. On the other hand, if you eat a lot of protein and fats, especially like let's say that you eat some fucking a lot of like steak, a lot of eggs before a workout, you're very likely to feel fast, and you basically may throw up during a workout. I've done it a couple of times. Eating a lot of meat before a workout is really a terrible fucking idea, because for body it's probably a little bit more challenging to digest some fats than just carbs. Okay, because basically, the most simple carb is just sugar, the glucose, and glucose is like glucose is like a gas for a car. Now you have a gas for a car, you have fucking gasoline. So that's kind of a gasoline for a body. You don't need to do a lot of processing to use it. With fat, it's a little bit more complicated. There is one thing that actually I would love to put in a big video, so maybe I will even make this fucking piece a separate video. I'm not sure at the moment, but we definitely need to talk about choosing your fucking authorities, choosing your mentors, and let's actually stick to producing. Let's stick to producing in this fucking matter, because I'm not fucking expert in other types of coaches or shit, because there are people who objectively can teach you a lot about lifting weights. There are people who can objectively teach you a lot about physics, and you don't really need to have the same, like, let's say, view on life as those people. Okay, you for example, you could be like, let's say, capitalist. You could fucking you could you could basically be a fucking fan of Jordan Belfort or something, and your fucking teacher of physics could be a fucking communist, and he still could teach you a lot, and vice versa. It could work both ways. So if we study something like math, physics, if somebody is just teaching you how to lift weights, how to run faster, how to run a bike, how to ride a bike faster, then it's not that important what are actually the fucking opinions of your mentors, of your teachers, what is their life actually like. But when it goes down to more like planning your life, planning your career, developing as a man, developing as a fucking human being, okay? So basically building your fucking story, building your fucking life. And I would say that those guys that will teach you producing, they will teach you about grinding 24/7, about building your whole career around it, okay? Because I mean, producing beats. I'm not. I'm not gonna tell you that producing beats is a fucking religion, because it's not. But the thing is that if you become a music producer, it will affect your life like crazy. You're going to get popular. You're going to get fucking connections with people that are also popular. You're probably going to travel around the whole world because of your music. You may go to some fucking concerts. You will become part of this fucking culture. You will become part of this thing. You will become part of some fucking rap scene in some country. You will basically build life unavailable for any other, as a business model, for any other type of career. So when it comes down to like your approach to producing, marketing, selling your beats, working with artists, whatever, I would say that you should be very fucking careful with who are you taking your advice from. Because if you agree with me that the way to approach your like career, your producing career, can affect your life in a significant fucking way, it's very important to stop taking advice from people that you don't really fucking like. Because I realized I realized it like a while ago, but recently I heard about the story from one guy. He's watching it for sure. So shout out to you, by the way. That kind of was it made me realize that probably a lot of people are going to need this kind of advice. So there are a lot of successful people in this fucking niche of teaching other producers. I mean, there are a lot of producers who achieved a lot. There are a lot of people who's been on Billboard, who's hit like 1 million views on YouTube, who's made tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And there's plenty of them, and also plenty of them are trying to teach you. Some of them are on YouTube, some of them are on Instagram, some of them may do some fucking kick streams. There's plenty of them. I would say there's like tens or even hundreds of legit producers. I would even say thousands. If on all platforms, probably more like thousands. Thousands of producers who try to teach you something, including me, by the way. And a lot of them are actually successful. They are not scammers. They legitimately are fucking making money with that. They are successful producers. They're working with real artists, with Drake, with Young Thug, whatever. But still, the thing is, they are not living the life that you would like to live. I mean, they achieved significant success in producing, But sometimes they didn't achieve any really major finance success with that, because producing doesn't bring you this fucking amount of money. Like, I mean, you could be on Billboard and you still are not a fucking Rockefeller. So at first they may be not so successful financially as first thing. Another thing, their relationships may be fucked. Their personal life may be fucked. Their fitness life may be fucked. Everything can be fucked, but they just were kind of lucky, or they had enough discipline to hit a fucking record with a Drake or something. And I remember following at least like this one specific guy, because since I become more serious with producing and building like my brand, my career, whatever, I didn't really watch that much YouTube. So I'm not the biggest fucking nerd when it goes down to like watching specific YouTube fucking gurus. I know the most important. So there is Daniel Pirisi, there is like Sci-Fi, there is like this one guy, this Drake producer. I forgot his name. Briggs the Mine. Briggs the Mine. He's very important. There is also this guy Diego. He's also making videos about Tybis. Sample source. And there is this one guy. So I won't mention him, but honestly, if you're producing nerds, you will know what I'm talking about. And he's my age. So I was looking at him and I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should like copy his approach. Maybe I should listen to him. Maybe I should make beats in his style. Maybe I should try his way. But after a while, I realized that he's has very fucking weird at first like body language. He's very weird in expressing things. And he seems very fucking friendly. Don't get me wrong here, but I don't really aspire to be this kind of person. I aspire more to be like this fucking more like traditional masculine guy. Whatever, okay. It sounds kind of cringe when you say it out loud, but I don't really aspire to be this soft fucking guy making beats for love songs in a fucking pink hoodie or something. I mean, it doesn't really, this kind of thing doesn't really work for me. And I realized that I understood that something is elementary fucking wrong when he mentioned in one of his videos that he's a fucking virgin and he's like 20 years old. And it seemed like I didn't watch the whole video, but it seemed like the video is about that he didn't even touch a woman throughout 20 years of his life. And I thought that's kind of fucking miserable. And if he was like Elon Musk type of thing, if he was like multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire type of guy, like I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg become fucking billionaire while he was like fucking in college. So maybe I would go for it, but honestly, guy is not a fucking Rockefeller. He is kind of successful music producer, but he also actually works with artists that I don't even listen to. I don't consider their music really fucking cool. I basically don't. I've never listened to any of those songs because I don't really like this artist. I don't really like this type of music, this type of rap music. And he also has fucked up like social life. I mean, you can just sense it in the way that he's talking, that he doesn't really have a lot of things going on in his life, and he hasn't even like kissed a girl probably in 20 lives in 20 years of his life. And I don't, yeah. And for me personally, it's not that important. Like, it's not the thing that you have to fuck 20, like fuck 10 girls every month or something. It's completely not about it. But there are fucking there are some fucking there is some fucking bare minimum to not be a fucking weirdo, and at this point it's really fucking easy to cross it. It's really fucking easy to become a weirdo, and I've never wanted to be this way. I still don't want to be this way. I hope I won't be this way. I mean, and the other day, for me, the most important part, for like that's very fucking subjective for me, because there's plenty of guys who actually will have no problem with being this kind of guy that's like 25 years old. He has no friends. He's never kissed a girl. He's never been to a real fucking party. But he's kind of successful with selling beats or some other business. There are people that will be okay with that, and then you should follow this kind of advice. But for example, if you want to be like, let's say, more masculine, you actually want to have a family quickly, you want to have a child when you will be like, I don't know, 25 or something, you want to have a fucking traditional good marriage or shit. In this case, like I really don't recommend following people that doesn't want to go this way. Okay, in this case, you will probably be more successful with following advice of, I know, Hamza Ahmed or something. Okay, so but there's another thing about people teaching you selling beats on the internet, because some of them simply have like simply aim for other type of life than you. So that's the first thing that you should always consider when you're trying to get into some mentorship, get into some fucking school community. I know just if you want to become follower of someone who's teaching you how to sell beats and how to build your career, at first check if they are living life that you want. Because by the way, there's plenty of producers who are actually living life that, for example, I want, and then that it actually makes sense for me to follow their advice. But on the other hand, if a producer is a fucking drug addict, he has to smoke fucking marijuana every day to keep producing. He goes to fucking party every day, and he's basically alcoholic, drug addict, and whatever. That's also not kind of person that personally I would like to follow. And on the other hand, maybe you are the type of person that is cool with drinking alcohol every fucking evening. Then maybe you should follow their advice. So always remember that you should take advice from people that are living the life that you want. In this way, it makes sense. But now another thing, because I came across the most, not the most, but pretty fucked up example of a person giving out advice, like in the about things that they at this moment know nothing about, because there is a crazy track record of producers that blew up literally like 3, 5, or like literally 10 years ago, because it already type beats were the thing in 2016. So there are people who blew up in like 2020, 2019, 2021, which is pretty fucking, which is a long time even for me, even though my first blow up was in 2023. So there are guys that got successful with making type beats, for example, or making fucking doing cold outreach, or doing some fucking emails, fucking marketing, or doing whatever, maybe even doing some fucking landing pages or some fucking shit like that with selling their beats like 5 or even 10 years ago. And they are still successful because it let them build connections back in days. So they are still making money. They are still making proper records, or maybe they hit those records back in days and they are still alive after days. So they are actually making money. They are full time. They are successful. They have a lot of like plaques or shit, but they know completely nothing about building your career in 2026. There are people that are able to fuck. There are people able to show you like platinum albums, like hundreds of thousands of dollars made, deals with fucking Drake, Gucci Mane, or something, but they know nothing. Because building your career in terms of like social media let's say 2020 was completely fucking different than in 2026. I mean, in 2020, you could upload barely fucking 50 type beats, just have okay thumbnails, put any fucking drums there, not even enter into any niche, not do any even fucking specific branding, marketing around it, and you could still go fucking viral. That's basically what happened to me in 2023. So I know what I'm talking about. And still in 2023, this wave was already fading. This wave was already fucking fading. So it wasn't really the thing to go viral so easily in 2023. But in 2020, in 2022, there is like a great track record of guys that went viral with bullshit. So was the game easier back in days? Yes. Was it also less popular? So it was also kind of harder to tap on it? Yes, obviously. So I'm not talking that those guys were lucky. They were just in the proper place in the proper time. But right now, the situation is completely fucking different. And blowing up with type beats, blowing up with only with type beats in 2026 is tricky question. Is like tricky thing. But and it's tricky even if you know all the rules, even if you're up to date with all fucking, let's say, meta of this game. But if you don't know the rules that are making habits and basically in YouTube and in all social media, when these things blowing up randomly is very unlikely to fucking happen. So came across the guy who paid hundreds of dollars every month to this one producer. And you probably know this producer because he he doesn't have a lot of videos, but he's one of the most popular guys in the niche giving out advice on type beats, because he used to blow up with type beats literally like many years ago, and he's made a lot of fucking money. And personally, I used to watch his videos back in days, like a few years ago, and I was pretty fucking sure that he's legit. He sounded like he had results, he had fucking money, he had fucking record deals, he had everything I wanted. But I was talking with a guy who paid him hundreds of dollars for fucking advice for getting on course or whatever. And he literally gave him advice at first to upload So he had like boom bap channel, boom bap type beats channel with some specific niche, and he told him at first that he shouldn't use this niche because it doesn't make money, which is fucking false because this guy was making money with this channel, and I'm also making fucking money with boom bap beats in 2026, and I know other guys who are making money with boom bap beats 2026. Nobody who is up to date with information in 2026 is gonna tell you that boom bap doesn't make money. That's fucking true. That's fucking lie. This shit makes money, as every other genre, honestly. So he told him to stop uploading them and start uploading new beats in some fucking new niche. And we'll get to this specific niche later. But the most ridiculous part is he taught him to upload to old channel. I will tell you something. Uploading two very different types of content to one channel on YouTube uh, is the same as jumping from a bridge that is 200 meters high or something. You could basically jump from the fucking Empire State Building. That's completely the same action. It doesn't make sense. I butchered two channels like that in my life, and I will never. So I learned it the hard way before figuring it out. Like back in days, there wasn't like much information about it on YouTube. In 2022, nobody was talking about that. I mean, in 2022, there was nobody talking about type beats. There was no information about it at all. But in 2022, it also wasn't so important to stick to your niches. But these days, if you upload type beats from different fucking niche to your old channel that already is established, is already generating thousands of views, you will kill your old channel and you will be also unsuccessful with your new content. So you're not just wasting time, you're not just killing your channel, you're doing both at the same time. It is fucking ridiculous advice. This is dangerously stupid advice. If anybody gives you this kind of idea, you can basically you can immediately know that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He could know what was up 5 years ago, because 5 years ago you could get away with spamming some fucking random beats on your channel. You could go fucking platinum with that. I agree. In 2026, it doesn't work this way. It's not really in type beats. I mean, why the fuck do you think that there are so many successful producers that have like 5 different channels? Or basically some content creators who have like 5 different channels. I mean, that fucking guy, he has separate channel for beats and for videos. If it makes no difference, why the fuck wouldn't he upload all his shit to one channel? I mean, his advice to producers and also his content for rappers. Why the fuck? Okay, so he basically gave him completely shitty advice that could work 5 years ago, but completely doesn't work right now. He also gave him idea for some niche. At first, I thought that maybe this is some fresh opportunity, some fresh thing like popping off in underground, but it was actually name of the album. It is already like, it I think was never really that relevant. It is not going to be relevant in the future. I mean, there's nobody using it, but it's like also nobody is making like Filip Mordalski type beats. It doesn't mean that I'm like Filip Mordalski type beats. Filip Mordalski, that's me. It doesn't mean that my type beats are about to go fucking platinum. It just means that there is no fucking volume search for that. That nobody's looking for that. And if nobody's looking for that, you're not going to get many views creating this type of beat. So this guy gave him completely wrong advice, completely outdated advice, completely unlogical advice. So I was literally wondering. I was planning to record like a specific video about this guy to like kind of expose him, but at first I realized that he actually has no students. There's probably a reason why he has no students, and that he was kind of trying for this. Like, I mean, this guy paid him a lot of money, but at least the guy coaching him was kind of trying to help, but he didn't really know what he's talking about. And since the whole thing stopped because this guy that he is like now in my community, he realized that it doesn't make any fucking sense. So I think that I will pass on it. I will not like really. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to just kick this guy even more when he's on the ground, because he has no students anyway. So he's probably still very successful with producing and shit, but he knows nothing about like marketing in 2026. Like, that's pretty fucking obvious. So you have to be careful, because there's plenty of guys who will show you a lot of proofs and who are actually legit full-time producers with good music, but they don't actually know what they're talking about. So yeah, that was my whole point. That be careful Whose advice are you following? Okay, that's everything. It was good. So I'm currently walking to hit my swimming session, and I'm not gonna lie, I really don't feel like this. Like I mean, I really would prefer to do any other kind of workout, but I haven't been in a swimming pool for like 2 weeks straight. And since I need to swim 4 kilometers from months from now. I just have to do this. So yeah, basically those kind of workouts when you completely don't want to feel, when you completely don't want to hit them, they're usually those that separate you from those guys that are just hobby fucking performers. Okay, so everybody can hit a workout when they feel like it, but those people who hit workouts when they don't feel like it, they actually are on the way to become something more in life. So that's how you get separated from losers, basically, and from mediocrity in your sport, in your career, whatever. So yeah, I will update you when I finish a swimming session. I just finished my swimming session, and at first, like, triathlon and basically endurance sport are like funny content because they're not very entertaining because you are doing just one thing and you're not changing technique, you're not changing anything, you're just running, you're just swimming, you're just riding a bike, and you can't really do much more. You can't even listening to music. I mean, you could kind of while running, even though I don't like it because you can get distracted and you can fuck up your ankle or something. But when you swim, you completely have nothing to do. You just have to swim, so you have a lot of time to think and nothing but think, basically. And I actually had this interesting fucking realization that I've been thinking if I will be ready in like 3-4 months to actually finish full Ironman race. So just swim 4 kilometers, bike 180 kilometers, run 40 kilometers. And I was like 50-50. I'm not sure, but I actually thought that is very interesting because I came up with the whole idea. I actually didn't even know what is triathlon like 2 years ago. I came up with the whole idea of preparation for any of this kind of race like 2 years ago, and I could barely like run a half marathon, and anyway it took me like 2.5 hours. I completely couldn't swim. I barely could swim for like 50 meters or something, and I was completely rookie in terms of riding a bike on longer distances, obviously. So 2 years ago, I completely had nothing to do with endurance sports. I was completely cheated every fucking discipline of triathlon. And 2 years later, now I'm thinking about finishing a full Ironman race. I remember back in days, I've always had this mystic, this legendary fucking opinion on those guys doing those Ironman races. I was like, they are not fucking human. They are so fucking tough. They are so fucking good. And like, look, I'm one of those guys. I've done half Ironman. I'm going to finish full Ironman this year or also next year. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to do this. And then maybe I will even try double Ironman, maybe triple Ironman. I will try to become this guy in 2 years. And it took me to very interesting point, very important point. We fucking greatly underestimate how big of a difference can few years of locking in make. We completely don't understand the difference the few months or few years of locking in can do. I mean, we can kind of understand what will happen after like a few months of training. We can kind of understand what will happen after a few weeks, few months of building your business. We completely have no idea what will happen in next. Oh, this slide is pretty good. I look nice and handsome. This is fun. It's some fucking gas station. Oh, prices ain't that bad right now. Okay, that's after the government it had intervention in prices, but it's not bad that. Even though I'm not really using my car right now, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, it took me to a point that we completely don't fucking understand how big of a difference can like 3 years of working out regularly can make. Because like, just look, in 2 years I go from not even having an idea of how does training for Ironman look like. I didn't even know what is the specific distance or something, and right now I'm about to finish it. And I've done the biggest part of work because I've already finished like half Ironman, and now it's more about just perfecting my fucking endurance, perfecting my strength, perfecting my cardio, whatever. Anyway. But anyway, the same thing actually goes producing it. When you lock in for like 3 months, you can predict what will happen in 3 months, but you will not predict what will happen in those fucking 3 years. So the same thing. I mean, I just found this fucking funny video on my phone from literally 2 years. I was like thinking about like building this fucking business with Beats, about going full time or something, whatever. And now, 2 years after that, maybe I haven't done it already, but I'm almost there. Honestly, in last fucking month, I've come to a point of building this thing that I'm almost sure that I will get there like this year, maybe next year. The same thing, like few years. So I would say that the nice example of this thing with grinding for years is fucking one very specific case study, okay? Because everybody who's been to high school has this one fucking situation. It, you've been like 15, 16, 14, whatever, and you've been still playing fucking League of Legends with fucking friends on Discord or something, while like girls your age are hanging out with guys like 5 years older, 10 years older, literally in their cars or something. And we've always been fucking hating those girls because they weren't very particularly like happy to spending time with us or something, because they wanted those older guys. But we need to respect it that those guys, even though they could be fucking retards, they had like 5 years of like building career, 5 years of saving money. Maybe guys hanging out, this type of guy, maybe not really grinding, reading books, going to the gym, maybe on trill. But anyway, even if they completely sucked at gym, 5 years even of inconsistent gym, of inconsistent running, inconsistent whatever, it still will make you money, still will improve your physique, it still will improve your fucking everything. So we have to respect it, because even a fucking retard in 5 years when he's young, he's going to make a hell of progress. But if you're grinding, if you have some fucking goals, some specific fucking plan for growing your shit, then in 5 years you can completely like, you can become different person. Literally, when I 5 years ago I was completely a fucking different person. And if you're some kind of self-improvement or something, you should have the same feeling towards like your own fucking character. You know what I'm saying? I think that I have to cross the road, or no, actually I have no idea how it works, but I just have to cross the road. Yeah, I have complete no idea. Actually, never mind, guys. Never mind, guys. But anyway, what I was saying. So actually, so basically, even if you're not very even if you think that you don't really make a lot of progress in a few weeks, even if you don't think that you make a lot of progress in a few months, in few years of even inconsistent saving, you can have a lot of money working out. You can build still decent following on fucking Instagram or something. You can still build decent physique. Maybe you won't be best, but you will build fucking a lot. So you just have to respect what actually a lot of time can bring to the table. Okay, because a lot of guys are thinking that some kind of career, some kind of idea, some kind of business, anything, some kind of their fucking goal or ambition is not realistic, because they think that you can do it in like 1 month. And obviously you can't build fucking talent with a physique in like 1 month. You can't finish Ironman race in like 1 month. It's stupid. That's retarded. You want to like make 10k a month or something in just 1 month of building a business. Nobody does this shit. Nobody has ever done this kind of shit. You need this experience. You need to put those fucking years. You need to put those fucking miserable months. When you trade your fucking social life, you trade your fucking instant gratification. You basically trade anything fucking nice that you could experience right now for something that you will experience in the future. For example, right now I'm experiencing, let's say, the benefits of being really good endurance athlete and also strength athlete. After like years of training, I'm also experiencing like benefits of being experienced seasoned producer, also experienced seasoned fucking content creator. And right now I can make really decent money just for recording videos, going on calls or something, or just making a beat in 20 minutes. But I haven't done it like 5 months. I've done it like 5 fucking years. In terms of building physique, it's more like 7 years. So yeah, that was kind of my idea for the swimming session, that we really need to think long term. I mean, obviously you don't want to get autistic, because you also need to have some fucking fun here and there. But remember that you need to have something to just, for me it was beats, but for other people it could be, I know, some fucking other business. Okay, it could be dropshipping, trading. Those business models are kind of gay, but you can become everything if you spend just 5 years grinding on it. You can become literally fucking everything. So I just leave you with this positive fucking idea.